here. I'm going to talk about something that I just feel like I should get off my chest. I know, just with how the world is going, it's becoming a very hard time to understand people and to talk to people. Um, I know personally I've known people who have a hard time talking with people coming from ugh, different angles. And I seen something yesterday. I'm not gonna say exactly what I seen, but it really got me in this, I don't know what you should say, set of mind that people really don't understand people. And I know even for me, it's just very hard. It's very hard to look at someone from a different viewpoint and to look at them as they're crazy, to look at them as, okay, what's wrong with you? Um, I don't want to sound like a crazy topic or anything, but basically what I'm talking about is when we're born with a brain. Most of us. Some of us don't have a brain. Um, some of us don't use our brain when we talk. And just observation from different people, whether it's friends I know, whether it's just people in general. And I don't want to sound like I'm rambling or whatever. I'm just trying to convey the message, and that is distorted minds. I believe that nowadays we live in a very distorted society where, like, one person may viewpoint um, as a black color, associating with witchcraft. Another person may look at Trump as a good man. Some people may look at their viewpoint a certain way, and I have found more and more people try to argue their point more and more and try to convey their truth of what they believe. And I think a lot of it has to go back to how did each of us grow up? Some of us grew up in abusive homes. Some of us grew up where either parents weren't really there. And we hold on to the child that we are into our adult years. And then when conflicts happen on social media, on YouTube, on wherever you use your voice as speaking, basically when you're in a situation, whether you're talking with someone, whether you're commenting on something, wherever, we are very social beings. We are trying to get our point across. And I just want to help you who are struggling with understanding people. I haven't personally got it packed down, but one thing I've come in terms with, we all have different belief systems. People who feel like there's always bad luck on their shoulders and nothing goes right. That's what they believe. That's what they honestly have grew up with. Or an event happened and then they carry that on through their adult years and their older years. So basically what I'm saying is a lot of us, and I'm not saying everybody's mind is distorted, but in some way it is. Um, I don't believe the same way as my family. And not all my friends believe the same way that I do. And I know in previous videos I have made it known on where I stand and what I believe. But just recently I came across something that kind of just stirred, not necessarily remorse, just the fact of how ignorant our minds can get when it comes to people in general. And what do I mean by that? When someone says, I don't want to be friends with a particular group or a particular organization, we all have that choice in mind whether we want to have this person in our lives or that person. But also, I feel like where we have gone wrong in society is believing that it has to be about positivity. And that's one thing that I want to convey to you. The truth is, it's not all about positivity. It's not all black and white. And I recently seen a video that conveys this. A lot of us haven't wakened up. And when I use the term waken, to enlightenment of our higher self, I'm still in the process of trying to improve myself, see a broader perspective in life than just what I believe. Because if we're honest and we believe what we believe, and if someone else comes along and they don't believe the way we do, deep down inside it gets to us. It gets to our core because we want everybody to believe the way we do. You know what I mean? We want everybody to have the same conscious and same thinking as us. But where do we draw the line to humanity? That's something you got to think about. Not everybody's going to believe like you. Not everybody's going to have the same learning experience as you. You know, we all face struggles. We all face similar things in our life, but not all of us are at the same levels, if that makes sense. But I feel like, personally, I feel like everyone is close to what is around them, what could be. There's nothing wrong with believing your belief system. There's nothing wrong with thinking we are the way that we are and we should be better. But what gets me is when I hear people make comments, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's people in general, make comments like, this person is with this society, so I'm going to close them off in my life because I just want positivity. That's what gets to me is, sorry, the camera's shaking. There's nothing wrong with picking and choosing who you want to be as your friends. And nowadays, if we're honest, friends are not what they appear. A lot of them say they're your friends, but in turns, they stab you in the back. I have constantly found that out with friends. They snicker and laugh, thinking, oh, I hope you have a good day. I'm praying for you and this. And like the type of person I am, I can read up on people just by their emotions, just by their body language. And you out there who can see that in people, you know what I mean. You know a fake when you see it. You know a phony when you see it. You know an insincere person when you see it. But the truth of the matter, and I'll close at this because I don't want to be too long and not drowning. Because you believe something for the longest time growing up, if you were in a Christian home or if you weren't, one thing that we do have in common as species, as humans, whether we want to admit it or not, is the fact we all are a mirror of ourselves. And that's what I want to get across to everybody. It's not all about positivity. You have to have a balance, because the world would not be the world it is if it was all evil, if it was all dark. The world itself would not be what it is if it was just light and everybody happy, no sadness, no conflict, no wars. And that's what the message I want to get across to people. There needs to, in some way, and I know I'm not where you're at, and you're not where I am. I'm not going through what you're going through, but in some sense, we should be open-minded to the fact that our reality may be construed. Our belief system may not be all there is. Because I found out growing up in the family, I'll try to close with this. Growing up in the family that I did, I loved my family. If it wasn't for my family, I wouldn't be where I am today. But also too, I've grown out of so many belief systems because I want to look at humanity in a different light, as if I was that person, as a mirror. And not everybody is going to believe like me, and that's fine. I just feel like instead of passing judgment on that person, instead of just excluding them out of your life just because their life is questionable, why not try to be where they're at and try to place your shoes in their shoes and look at them as, okay, honestly, and I'm just going to get a little religious with this and honest with this. We all are a mirror of what God is. Are we not? If we are created in the image of God, we are God. I'm not saying we're over bearing to people or denying you do it my way. No. What I'm saying, we all are a reflection of who God is. An image, a mirror. So, 10 years down the road, I could have been in church, spiritual, reading my Bible and doing all the things right, but in the back of my mind, I was not loving everyone. I was looking through my eyes, my spiritual finite mind, as condemning them because they wore a certain outfit that I didn't agree with. But honestly, if we look at people through love, we won't have those questions in the back of our mind. She's going the wrong way. She's not wearing the right clothes. She's not in church. She's not reading her Bible. At the end of the day, that doesn't matter. What matters is love. And that's what the world needs. Just as that song, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. And that's the thing, is that people want to put their belief system on you. People want to put their ideas on you. But honestly, what's going to happen when it's just you all by yourself? That's important. Because we all have a dark side to us and we all have a light side. We're all fighting those issues, those struggles inside. So what do? when we have a dark side to us, when we have a light side, we try to tame each and we try to give in a balanced way. You can't just be all happy all the time. You can't be all mad all the time. So you balance it out with love. You look at people not for judgment's sake, and you don't look at them like, they ain't right with me. No, you look at them with love's eyes, with God's eyes. Like, if you were that person, how would you be? How would you want to be treated? I'm telling you, love is the center of everything. And people may not believe in God, that's okay. But whatever you believe, a higher self, a higher power, something that created you, we all are, at the end of the day, a mere reflection of each other and of God. So if we're those two things, shouldn't we see each other as our brother and sister? As, I'm not saying, religious standpoint, I'm just saying, shouldn't I see myself and others? Like, okay, when people are advancing better than I am, that's a mere reflection. I want to be that. I want to be successful. I want to be, like some people I envy, not having the family that I have, not having the car. Well, that's a mere reflection of who we want to be, right? So let's stop the judgment. Let's stop criticizing people for believing a system. When honestly, I believe that a lot of our belief systems and how we're so vocal in our opinion, we are a mirror of each other. And if you constantly think on your views over someone, you're not seeing them for who they are. You're not seeing them through love eyes. Instead of being judgment to them, why don't you see them as yourself at one point? We're all struggling at one point, but honestly, love is a cure for any sickness. Love is a cure for anything. And just because they believe differently, shouldn't we support them even though we don't believe on them and what they're standing for? Because wouldn't you want someone to support you when you're struggling? Just a thought.